Hey everyone, it's Gary again. The weather is looking great out here. The leaves are starting to turn. There goes a hawk flying by. The leaves are starting to fall. It is starting to cool off a little bit. Not doing a hunt today. I think next weekend me and David are going to try to hit a soybean field. But I wanted to share something with you today. A friend of mine from church, he gave me, loaned me, a couple of old metal detectors that he came across, and I wanted to show you those and even try one of them out. And here's what they are. One of them is a bounty hunter Red Baron RB12D, a coin master from White's, and an old Garrett called a Deep Seeker. Don't know if any of y'all are familiar with these. I was not. I've got a pretty old Garrett, but it's not that old. I think these were all from about the 70s. And unfortunately, two of these, this one's got, I think I could get it going pretty quick with batteries. It just needs batteries, but this one will be a little harder to get going because you got to put them down in there with a rack or a tray, and I don't have that tray. But what I do have is I have this one working today, sorta, and I wanted to kind of show you a demo of it and test it on a few coins. Not a real lengthy video, but just kind of show you how these things used to work. Had to watch a couple of YouTube videos to figure it out. But anyway, let's crank this thing up and see what it does. Okay, so the setup on these is not real complicated. There's not a lot of things you can do here. This is what's going to show you if you're finding something, right? Your analog, your needle. You got a power switch, you got a battery check. You can turn that on and then turn it on to see, you know, battery check looks good. It's up in the good area. It says you're supposed to set this all the way over here to what they call 3/4. That's their volume control. And then this guy's interesting. They had a mineral, this is their tuner, and you're looking either for minerals on the left, or if you're looking for metal, like if you're going for coins, you've got those indicators are kind of on the right. And this thing turns around quite a few turns. But this circle in the middle is what they call their null. I'll try to have it on the null. So when you turn it on, it says if you're looking for metal or coins, for instance, you shouldn't have, we'll turn the battery check off. You won't have any sound here, but as soon as you start turning it, it's going to get loud here in a minute. So you want to get it off of that loud back to not completely silent, but just very low, like this. So, and you do the same thing on the mineral side if you were looking for, I guess, you know, any kind of a mineral. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare, see how it finds or doesn't, see what it does on the needle. I'm going to turn that down a little bit more. See what it does for this new penny, a 2022, and some wheat pennies. See if it registers anything different with them. So let's see what it does. That thing pegged on the wheat penny. I mean on the new penny. Okay, now let's see what it does on the wheat pennies. Pretty much the same. I mean, they're both pegging, and you heard how loud it got. Let me adjust this cord a little bit. It heard my ring. So it pegged pretty much on both of those. I couldn't see any difference between the two. They both were loud. They both said, hey, you got something there, but didn't really distinguish between the two. Just as a test for, well, I'm going to wait for one of the dimes on this. I'm going to do a test. I've got a plug of dirt taken out over here, and I'm going to put one of them under dirt and see how it does. All right, so let's go to our next test. Okay, so we're still set pretty good. See if I can turn it down just a little more. Okay. I don't have this coil adjusted very good to where the rod's not moving back and forth. So we're going to, again, It's just pegging. Really can't tell. So I'm up about a foot above it. As I get closer, 4 or 5 inches away, about an inch away, dead on top of it. So it does get louder as you get closer to it. So the loudness would let you know how deep the thing is, for sure. But those were a couple of old nickels. One's a 41 and one's a 42. Not a war nickel, but in that range. I don't think it was a war nickel because it has no silver in it. All right, so let's do our next test. Now the next test, I'm gonna do a silver dime I found in my yard. There's a silver dime. I'm not expecting any different results on these based on what I've already seen. But, all right, so we got it back on, we got it tuned. Here's a regular dime. Again, as you get down close within a couple inches, it gets pretty loud and it pegs the meter. If I want to get about, out of the 50 scale, if I want to get about 25, I'm around 2 inches away from it. You get any closer, then it pegs. Let's see if this is still kind of saying, now this is a silver dime. I have to say I'm having to get closer on the silver dime, it seems like, to make it go to about halfway. Let's try that one more time. No, it's about the same. A couple inches up, it's about half pegged, and then it goes pegged when you're almost sitting on top of it. I don't even think I need to do this next test, but I'm going to do it because so far they've all pretty much been the same, right? The last two I've got, it's my favorite coin I've ever found. In fact, that's my logo, is my Standing Liberty quarter, and then just a regular quarter. So turn it back on. There's a regular quarter. Wow. Hang on, I think I gotta adjust this thing. Somehow hit the knob. All right, so you gotta have it just there. That's what they call the threshold. So here we go. This was within a couple of inches. Down on top of it. I expect the same on this silver. Okay. Well, now let's do something. Let's do something here and set that threshold back down. Let's put this guy in the hole. And these are cool display things in case, I have done a video on those before. I think that's a neat way to display these. Okay, I don't know why that got louder. Okay, so now we're gonna get over top of this thing and see what it does. Here's the plug right here. Okay, it knows it's in there. Something's happening here. Excuse me. I'm going to adjust this thing back down to quiet. It was going off on its own. All right, let me try this again. Sorry, I lost my display there. All right, let me try this again. All right, so we're right over top of the plug. Getting lower. I'm sitting right on top of it. There's the plug. And it's not telling me much at all. It's just not saying there's anything there. But we know there's something there. This thing's very sensitive. When you set it down, it goes nuts. Let me pull this out, get it back out of the thing. So the conclusion is here, unless I'm operating it wrong, you have to really be on top of these things. Well, within a couple of inches to start getting a good reading. I guess you'd start hearing something faint even further up above that. You could hear a little bit, I guess probably at 4 or 5 inches. A couple of inches, it starts getting louder. when you get down within an inch, it's just pegged and loud. But anyway, if y'all know anything else about these that you want to tell the viewers in the comments, then share away. I think I'll try to get a battery for this one and see if I can test it out. I think it just needs one battery. Hopefully that's all. I don't have the cover for it to keep it in there, so I have to figure out what to do. This one's got a volume and a discrimination even. Ground adjust. Woo! Mode select. It's got all metal mode, looks like. And of course Garrett has been around forever. And so anyway, well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I enjoyed looking at it again and looking at it a little bit better. And I will see you probably next weekend in the field. Hopefully we're flinging some dirt at a soybean field. So y'all take care. Thanks to all our new subscribers, and we'll talk at you later. Bye.